What's live now? So who's next? Who's next on the list?
Are we live?
Yes.
No, we Memorex B. Yeah, let's move this out the way. We ain't doing product placements and all that other good stuff. This is Dock Bookshop.
We can put it right there. Get your water up.
No, I'm gonna put on.
Okay.
I'm gonna do product placements.
What? Okay. Are we live?
Did you just hold it?
Welcome everyone to the Dock Bookshop live. We are here with a dear beloved friend, Sabir Bey.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm chilling.
I am so excited that Sabir is here with us. It's been a long time. I think you were in the store maybe. Diane, how long has it been? About 10 years? It's been about 10
I don't know. Your
years.
sister, when I first came in, your sister said, "Well, what the hell do you age?" I'm like, "Age like what? What am I supposed to look like? What am I supposed to look like?"
You still look the same. Like, wow.
With a cane in my hand and
So-
around and
It's been at least 10 years. So just kind of tell us what's been going on with Sabir Bey.
I've been overseas,
What's happening?
man. I've been going overseas for like 8 years. Been back and forth overseas.
When you say overseas, like what does that
Spain.
mean? Like
Spain,
okay.
and making babies, but I have a son and a daughter.
okay.
I'm not having no more though. I'm done.
Yeah, sure.
No, I have no. My
Well,
son,
kids are a beautiful thing. So
oh, yeah,
you know,
my daughter's 4, my son is 1. I mean, it's fine. I lost my son in 2020. He was next to the oldest. My son was killed in 2020 in Philadelphia.
oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he was 22. I was home actually. He just left me. He had just left me 45 minutes before he got killed. You know, and I literally
That's heartbreaking. So
it is.
so when did that happen?
In 2020
Oh my, like after
August-
COVID, during COVID time?
during COVID, August 15th, 2020 at 9:45. About 9:45.
remember that.
9:45. Man, I remember it was like yesterday. It was like when I got it was wild because I was live and I was getting these phone calls and I kept ignoring the phone calls. That's why I don't ignore no phone calls. If it's my children, I hurry up pick up the phone. Now it's like I was getting these phone calls as I was live and my son had just left me and he gave me this nod, like it was a weird nod, man, like I'm out. You know what I mean? And I peeped it, but it was like it was dead, and he just did this nod to me. And 45 minutes later, I get a phone call and they said, "Yo, Amir got killed." And I'm looking like, in my head, I'm like, this can't be real. But it's like it can't be real. Like this can't happen. You know what I mean? It's not happening. And literally, it was like the longest walk that I ever took. And I literally had to walk to go, view his body. I couldn't even view his body. That's the wild part. But I couldn't even view it. My sister, my brothers, everybody else they went over there to go view because I knew it was him. I knew it was him.
You felt it.
Yeah, I knew it was him. I mean, the phone call I got, they said Amir is dead. She was on the phone crying. She was like a cousin. She said Amir is dead, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, and it's weird because it's not. I expect the unexpected with certain things. It's like I know my son. I know what he was doing. It was times that I had conversations with him, and I just, joking. I say, no, if somebody shoot at you, I'm gonna take that bullet because I know what it feel like. But he got shot a year before he got killed. He got shot in his leg a year before he was killed. So he was really still healing from his first gunshot wound, and it was weird to me because he got shot in the same places I got shot. That was the wildest thing. I got shot in my leg once the first time. He got shot in his leg the first time. But it was funny with him. Like I laugh at that when he got shot the first time. It was weird because we would joke about it. He got on the phone and literally called me. And then he was like, he said, "Dad, they got me." I'm like, "They got you?" He said, "Yeah, they got me." I'm like, "Okay, you can be locked up." I'm thinking he's locked up. I'm like, "Okay, you good." Like, because he was running crazy, and his safest place would have been for him to be in jail.
Okay,
right. So
yeah.
when he called me, he was like, "Dad, they got me." I'm like, "They got you? Got what?" I said, "You getting locked up?" He said, "No, I got shot." I said, "Got shot?" He said, "I don't want to go to the hospital." I said, "What are you talking about?" Because he got shot in his heel and it went up through his leg and it hit his knee.
And he didn't go to the hospital?
He didn't want to go. I had to make him go. I was literally just left him in Philly. I just left him, went back to LA, and I was sitting outside again doing a live. He called me when I was live. He was calm, and I'm like, he was like, "They got me." I'm like, "They got you what? You locked up?" And I said, "Well, all right, cool, you good, get locked up. You fine? But he was telling me he got shot. So literally, it was weird because every time something would happen to him, I was flying back, back to Philly because somebody put something in his weed one time a year before that. So imagine, and this is why I said what happened.
Amir had a lot going on.
Man, listen, my son had a lot going on at that young age, man. From the 2019, they laced his weed with heroin, with dope. He was literally hallucinating. He wouldn't talk to nobody. Had to fly back. I was in Louisville.
Yeah, DMX talked about that. That happened to him.
I swear. Let me tell you, this is real. Like, I literally had to. I did a lecture in Louisville with Karis One, Sabir Bey, and Abdullah. I literally had to fly back. I went back to LA. Right, the next day, get on a plane and go directly back to Philly. Try to find the cheapest flight to go to Philly. So it was actually had to fly into Newark because flying on the East Coast from the West Coast is expensive, right? So I literally had to fly back there, go to the hospital because he wouldn't talk to nobody in the hospital. Nobody. He was getting up, hallucinating, going behind the bed, peeing and all that. He was doing all this, but it was an act. I know my son, and that's what happened with him. So he wouldn't talk to nobody, and I gets to the hospital, and he finally got up and he started talking to me, and I had him walk around the hospital. We walked around the hospital, and one thing it sticks with me and it hurts me all the time. He said, "Whatever you do, don't never leave me again." That's what he said. Don't ever leave me. And it was real. And I even tried to keep him in the hospital then. He was what, 20 at the time? 20. So the doctor was asking me. They said, "Well, we can't keep him here. He's of age." I said, "You can't find something wrong with him to keep him here." He's 20, so I'm trying to keep him. He's 20, so I'm trying to keep him in the hospital.
Safe in the hospital.
It's safe in the, it's like you can't put him in a crazy bed or something. Like I'm saying all this to the doctor, right? So it was crazy because I was gonna, I couldn't bring him to Cali because he has a Philly attitude. That wasn't going to work. You know what I mean? That it was weird. I mean, I'm sure I was arguing with his mother about it. It was a lot of stuff that was going on at that time. And then he turned around a year later. We're together. I told him to come on with me to the show. He disappears. I goes back to LA. He gets shot. Then he turned around and got killed the next year. And all of these things is like, it's like they're basically wake up calls. And I used to tell him that a lot. I went through a lot of stuff dealing with this guy, man. I don't even go through this with my oldest son, but I really went through a lot with him.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna delve a little bit into your personal. So I thought Amir was your oldest. So
it's one older than him. His name is Rel.
How many kids do you have, Sabir? like how many offspring? How many is in your tribe?
Now it's just 4.
It's just 4 in your tribe.
It's just 4.
Okay.
I mean, now it was
5. And now it's 4.
It was 4. Now it's 3.
It was 4. Now it's 3. Okay.
Yeah. So
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So, but Amir.
And how many you got? 3 boys, 1 girl.
4. Shout out to Amir.
Yeah, it's still 4. It's still 4 because he's sitting right next to me right here. He's sitting right here.
I show you right about that.
He's sitting right here next to me.
Yes, he is.
No, but it's 4. And it really is weird because they was all spaced out. I know all my children.
So you just have 1 girl.
1 girl. And that girl will change
And
your life.
God,
boy, this motherfucker right here.
Yes, that happened to my nephew.
What?
Oh my God.
That's
Audrey changed Dominique's life. Okay.
That girl, she is so fun. I'm on the phone with her the other day. I'm just looking, I said, what I'm going to do with this mug right here? Like, I'm literally on FaceTime.
Girls would change your life.
They would change your life, boy. I'm swearing God they do that, man. I'm like, what I'm going to do with this one right here? Her mouth, boy. I'm like, she got my mouth, then she got her mother's mouth, and I'm like, this is crazy, Yeah, but he never got a chance to see his sister. He never seen his sister. Then I just had Ibn on August the 30th, so last year. So he only got Ibn, Aja, and my son Rel.
Okay.
But that's a hurtful piece, man. When you lose, it's like somebody pulls something out of your heart, man.
How'd your oldest handle it? Your oldest.
That's a different story with that dude.
Okay.
He's somewhere totally different. Like he's in his own world. It's weird because I used to have like conversation with both of them, and they would be in the room with me, and they was always arguing with each other, right? So they would always say, but Amir is funny because Amir was the type. Amir was like, "I'll be the one that's going to take care of when you get older." But they used to always fight so much, and I used to say, "I will beat both of y'all up in his room." So Amir used to be the one to say, "I'll let him go. I'll let Rel go first." I said, "What you think I'm gonna get tired after I finish beating him up? Like it ain't gonna work, bro." Like, but my sons was like that. The brothers like that, man. But they were brothers, But yeah, that's a hurt piece, man. And I think about it every day. His anniversary just came up when I was in Philly, and they still got the bullet fragments directly on it. It was two young guys who did it with masks on.
Oh wow!
And it was like your sister said, cameras is everywhere, man. And you can't hide from anything anymore, man. You got to be very careful. You dig up your nose, even though I do mine anyway. I dig up my nose, but you can't even dig up your nose without them saying, "Yo," you know what I mean? Like this person is dead. But they had them on camera. They had them on camera. Had all of that. They can. This is why I said the police know. They know.
Yeah, and and shout out to Ricky Clark, who's going to do a town hall here at the Dock Bookshop called "Enough Is Enough," and it's dealing with gun violence and just how to deal with those type of situations and how to de-escalate violent situations and how to just to mediate. I mean, I don't know all what's going on, but I'm sure just communicate, just teaching men in particular how to handle situations a little bit better, and he's going to do that, and we need that because gun violence is up. It's just out of control.
It's out of control. Like it was. They asked me to come back to Philly and speak to the young people, and I was to a point. I'm not with the fakeness, man. Like I'm from Philly. I've been shot up, but I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to lose a child. I was getting phone calls about coming back, but who's financing? I'm not with that. I'm not with the fake. I'm not going to water anything down. I'm going to tell these cats really what it is. Like this is what this is. There's no, even hustling, man. I was kind of shocked when I went home and people were still hustling. I was like, damn, niggas still hustling in 2023. This is how crazy it was. I was like, and they're killing each other over petty things now. Like literally, like my son got killed over Instagram. You know what I mean? It was like cats beefing on Instagram. This is how crazy it was. Are you serious? Crazy. Instagram. So it's like Instagram. So it's like I will speak on it, but I'm going to speak on it my way. You know what I mean? And it is, and even me going through this and going through what I went through, it's a certain way I have to deliver it, and I don't think I'm not ready for it yet. I'm not ready to really do that. Right. To come out to people and tell them, But if I could save one person from this, I would. So that's just what it is, man.
Okay, so let's move to a lighter note. Let's go back to your travels. You've been so mainly you've just been going to Spain, or where you been? Have you been to all over Europe, or just focuses?
I've been to Spain. I've been to Portugal, which I have the book right here. I went to Portugal to the Moorish Castle. I've been up in Turkey. I stayed in Turkey for I think about 3 or 4 weeks.
Have you ever had a chance to do like Northern Africa, like Morocco and Chad?
That's where I was at. That's where I stayed there most of the time. Most of my time was in Morocco, in Tunis also.
Oh, okay.
In Tunisia, actually, that's when I found out the oldest university in the world. Matter of fact, I asked you, what is the oldest university in the world?
Timbuktu.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe one in Egypt.
No, it's not even Egypt. It's in North Africa. It's the University of Kairouan. It's by a sister named Fatima. The University of Kairouan. It's a sister. It's older than Timbuktu. And actually,
you went to it?
It's in Fez, but she's from Tunis.
Is it still like?
It's still functioning. If you Google it, you can pull it up. You got your phone, look it up. It's the oldest university, and where it's still functioning to this day. She's from Tunis, but the place where she's from, she named it that. She named it Kairouan or Kairouan. Yeah. Kairouan, like Q, and with the K where she's from, Kairouan, or with the Q, Kairouan. So the oldest that was in the 600s, I think it was 638. Trying to remember.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's the oldest university in the world. It's still functioning, but it's in Fez, Morocco, but she's from Tunis. Yeah, but everybody say Timbuktu, but it's not Timbuktu. And actually, is one older than that that is not functioning. It's called Zaytuna in Tunis. There's another one called Zaytuna, the University of Zaytuna, but it's a mosque now. It's no longer a university. It's a mosque now. So they have the University of Zaytuna, which was that one, and then you had the University of Kawhi or Karawai. Yeah.
And I don't know how you keep all this stuff in his head. We've been trying to figure it out.
How do I keep it in my head? I don't know.
We don't know how he keeps all this stuff in your head.
You know, it's like a computer. You dump some things out, that like the gossip and all the stuff that everybody do. I dump that out. I don't need that in my head for what? I'm not. But when I came back here, ask everybody that came back, even Karen, everybody that came back. When we go overseas, we be like, yo, we don't see this, man. We don't get caught up in this madness. Like when we came back,
when you go overseas, what is it like? Like
it's peaceful. It's peaceful. It's very peaceful, man. It's so peaceful, man, that you can walk around at 3:00 in the morning. Nobody got to say what you doing around here. You know, or you ain't got to worry about a cop busting you upside the head or shooting you.
So you don't feel threatened at all?
Nah. Anybody that went with us, nobody felt threatened. Karen can walk around in Spain, and nobody bother her. Everybody, and the crazy part is everyone speaks to you there. That's the crazy part. Everybody, like you come back here, attitudes ungodly. First thing I get on the plane, I got an attitude with a sister coming right back here. I said, oh, this like coming through Chicago. And I, the sister had an attitude. I said, if you don't like your job, you shouldn't work at TSA. Straight up, I was at peace. But, you come through customs and you have to go back around and go to TSA when you have a late. I'm like, she had an attitude, man. I was like, I was, messing around because I was tired. First of all, it was 10-hour flying.
Oh, that amber is smelling good.
Told you to get some.
I know, right?
I know. Sabir has this amber. I smell it. Oh my God.
I told you better
I'm sorry.
I told you better get that amber, boy. That amber's all the way over there. It smells so good, boy. The amber ain't no joke, man.
The amber ain't no joke.
It ain't no joke, man. No, but it smells good though. But it's funny because as I was coming through TSA, they didn't clean the floors, right? They don't clean. Cause I didn't have no shoes on. I had sneakers on, right? So then you gotta take the shoes off. Over Spain, you don't take your shoes off going through the airport. You don't take them off. You just go through, right? I'm coming through the airport, so they was like, take shoes off. I say, oh, y'all gonna clean that right there? The little prints that you gotta step on, put your hands up. I was like, y'all gonna clean that? It's like, now I'm making it hard now. So I'm tripping. I said, y'all go.
That's why she had an attitude.
Hold up. This what kicked it off because I had an attitude because I already had a train ride, 3.5-hour train ride from one spot to go try to get to my plane. Then from one spot, 2.5 hours to get to the airport. That's how crazy at 4 or 5 in the morning.
That's a lot.
Right? Then fly 10 hours to come here to have a layover in Chicago. They had to fly 3 hours from Chicago to here. Right? So I'm going through there and I'm like, yo, are y'all gonna clean this off? Y'all talk about COVID. I mean, your biggest pores is the bottom of your feet, palm of your hands, and top of your heads, right? So I'm tripping on it. So I can see she had an attitude. So I'm like, I'm not standing on this, man. So when they said, well, sir, you have to go through there. And I was ready to get into the sir thing. I said, I'm not going to do that because I'm tired. So I stood, I put my feet, it was weird. I put my feet on the outskirts of the yellow part, right? So as I'm going through the TSA, now my headphones is over there. So she's she comes on the other side. And she says, did anybody leave their headphones? Going nobody to steal them. I said, well, they stole the country. She said, here we go. I said, damn, I'm back in America. I said, I'm back in America, dude. I mean, it was hilarious, man. I said, you worry about headphones when they stole the country. But it's real, man. But it's like you can see the difference in the people when you travel. I mean, you literally see the difference in the people and the attitudes of the people. And I'm like, maybe it's just some people just ate right, man. We'd be all right. Maybe we ate right.
Yeah, and it's a lot of stuff, though. I mean, it's not just
they
food.
keep you stressed too.
We
have mental illness problem too.
Yeah,
right? Okay.
Big time.
That's why I'm going to be around Black people.
Yeah. Well, now look, Now to be honest, we probably the sanest.
No, you're not.
I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
I would prefer just me. If I had to be in a room with a whole bunch of crazy, let them be black crazy.
No, but let me
Okay,
let
I'm
me
just
tell you
saying.
something, honestly, and we can't keep comparing ourselves to what Europeans do. And I'm saying Europeans, y'all say white people. We can't keep comparing ourselves to these people, man. We're not them, you know. And they look at us more so, and what we do to each other. There was a brother in Philadelphia, young guy got killed in Philadelphia by his friend. He got shot in his head. I don't know if you saw it on the news, but he got shot in his head and put into a dumpster. And had a plastic bag wrapped around his head and wrapped up in a blanket. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not talking about that
Why would we want to talk about our trauma?
Why people go to the door of no return? That's trauma too, right? So when you go to the door of no return, why would I want to talk about that trauma? Make sense.
You went all the way.
Talk about the trauma makes us comfortable.
Yeah.
That particular conversation that you just brought up, that doesn't make us comfortable.
Well, I don't think the door return make you comfortable.
No, but none of this should be.
None of it makes you comfortable.
Some people it does. Some people it does. Like, if it's a certain level, I hate to say it like that, but it makes it okay for it to be a discussion. And then some topics are like, let's just not even bring that up.
That's why I don't bring up slavery.
If that makes sense of what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's why I don't talk about slavery. Everybody, I don't want to hear the trauma about slavery. We know about slavery. Everybody went through slavery.
And I'm with you on that.
Everybody, if you notice that this is what they're pushing on our children every day, and that messes with your psyche. It's like I tell people, I don't want to keep going and remembering being shot. You know what I mean? That's trauma. I don't want to remember of being in jail for 20 years. I don't want that trauma. I can remember it, but I don't want the trauma. I don't want that. And this is what Umi said to me about Yasim's mother. We was talking in Spain, rest in peace. She said, why would I want to? What she say? Why would I?
She was in Spain too.
Yes, she was living there. She said, why would I want to go somewhere to be depressed? This is what she said. Why would I want to go there and feel that? You see what I'm saying? Why would I? Would you want to be? Would you want?
Well, let me just say this. I had the opportunity to go to Ghana, and I went to the door of no return, and we did the whole.
They ripped you off too, huh? How much was it? $4,500
for the trip.
Yeah, how much was it? I wish I would. They should have just gave us.
Well, no. Actually, I went through. It was through my school. It was a class trip that we did, right? But I mean, honestly, I think it is trauma, but it's also a remembering as well. So I mean,
you don't have to go to there, remember that.
But it's different when you're there. It's something about being there, and I can tell that it left a mark on me, and it really I think helped define my purpose and what I'm doing.
If I told you to go to Spain and find your purpose, you'll feel that, but you wouldn't go there. See, this is the
actually I would. If I had the opportunity, I would go. I mean, I like to travel.
Because you got,
I mean, whether it's Spain, whether it's Egypt, whether it's South Africa, whether it's Vietnam, I love to travel.
But the reason why I say that is because that's where everything happened at. It happened when we fell in 1492. That's when it happened. When everything happened after 1492. Everything kicked off after that.
Okay, talk to us about 1492.
So before, actually, I have a thing now. I don't call people Uncle Toms. I call them Bo Abdels now. I don't know if y'all familiar with who Bo Abdel is. So y'all should look up Bo Abdel. Bo Abdel is he was a Moor that actually sold his own people. That's how they got into the Alhambra. And it was funny. Let me see if I can pull this video up. I'm gonna just show you something real fast. When I was in Spain, I ran across this elder, and we were talking, and he knew the history. So there's a restaurant called Bo Abdel. So I'm gonna let you see this European who I was talking to randomly, in Granada, and where is he at? And it's funny because he knew the history about Bo Abdel and how he sold us out. Where the heck is my picture at? My photo. And
so Bo Abdel was a Moor in Spain.
Yes, he was a Moor. Yeah, because they couldn't breach the Alhambra. The Alhambra could never be breached. So it was breached from the inside.
It's always inside.
Oh, you never seen the Inside Man with Denzel Washington? So the
I mean, yeah, it's
very
always
hard.
the inside.
All of our incidents are from the inside.
And this going
You're
on
right.
now.
I mean, it's always from the
Because
inside.
they say the cheapest thing you can buy is an end and a stick of gum. You can buy a cheap person, man. But I was trying to find his video, but Boy Abdel was one of the ones. He was one of the ones that got in, but then he got kicked out once she took the sides of them. And it's the same thing with Indians. The same thing with Tonto. People don't understand that story behind Tonto. Tonto is the same storyline. Tonto took in them 2 Europeans, and actually he became an outlaw. He took them where the silver was at. If you even watch the last Tonto movie, it was in there. And then what did they do? The 2 Europeans came back and killed everybody in his village. And he became an outlaw. Who studied history? It always happens, and it's happening right now with us to this day. That's why when I get on social media, I'm watching these things unfold right now. And that's why I watch people. I be like, nah, I'm cool. It's going to happen. But Boy Abdel, actually, Antonio Banderas played him in this movie called The 13th Warrior. If you watch The 13th Warrior, it's a whole story. But don't get caught up in the complexion part.
Okay, so the 13th Warrior. I was going to ask you what some books that we should be reading or some movies.
Oh,
that
this is
we
what the
should be
book.
seeing.
But The 13th Warrior, you should look at that movie, because that movie is really the story about what happened to the Alhambra. The Alhambra could never ever be breached.
Okay, educate us on the Alhambra.
The Alhambra was the last stronghold of the Moors. And actually was set up. It was set. I'm trying to get
The last stronghold of the Moors in Spain.
in Spain.
Okay.
So the Alhambra was that place.
And you is it still? Were you able to tour
yeah.
that? And
Oh yeah, you can go there. Actually, you
Okay.
can go to my Instagram. All the photos is up there. If I can put some of these photos up, I have over 40. It's funny because I was telling you, I have over 40,000 photos. And James
Wow.
Smalls just told me the other day. He said, you gotta put this stuff out there. He just Smalls was on the phone with us yesterday. He said, you gotta put this out here. You gotta put it out. But I have over 40 from the past 8 years of going over there. And actually, recently, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull this up, man. Because I just want you to see how beautiful this thing is. And it's like people cried when they went there. Literally cried. Let me see.
well, that's definitely on my bucket list to go to
You
Spain.
definitely got to go. You have to go. You have to put it on your bucket list. Give me 1 second.
You have to tell them what parts of Spain.
Granada, honestly, hands down, Granada. Cordoba, if you want to just go to see the Mosquita, or what you would call the Mas, that's where you definitely want to go. Why I can't find all my photos?
You got too many. He got too many photos, y'all.
We do a slide presentation. There's too many on there, man. It's too many darn what you call them. I ain't going through all those photos. Y'all have a lecture. We do a slide presentation, and I'll show you. But go to my Instagram. It's on my Instagram. Everything is on my Instagram. But but the Alhambra. If you breach the Alhambra, this is how dope we were. Everything that they are doing right now in the military, they got it from us. Everything. Hannibal. The Hannibal was a Carthaginian Moor. They have a tank in the military called Hannibal in the Marines. It is actually called the Marines. Now, like, what part of y'all missing? From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. What do you think they're talking about? Sing the song. Like it's nothing that the European, y'all like to say the white man invented.
In all my years, I never connected the Marines to the Marines.
Yes, we was the navigators of the 7 seas. We were the navigators. We were the people that was in the seas. It's crazy. Like there's a.
If you surprised how much is actually in our face.
It's in your. Oh, I can show you. I can
Oh
walk
my
outside and
gosh!
show you stuff. Like
It'd be right there. You don't
you
even
walk
know
outside
it.
and see the stoplight, red, yellow, and green. That's the real Pan-African colors outside. That's Ethiopia.
Yeah.
You follow me? Like it ain't nothing that's there. So they would never teach you this. John Henry Clark said, if a person don't treat you right, he ain't gonna teach you right. So why would they teach you right?
Why would they teach you right?
That's crazy. You can't expect them to do it. And a lot of our black scholars are still being taught by the same European. A lot of them are being taught by the European. And then we go get their degrees. Then we go out here and say, just because of check or prestige, we're not going to say certain things. Another book you should get, or if anybody should look it up.
Well, you have two before us. Let's talk about
these two, but I want you to get the Mandine Charter, Kuma Malinke or Sunday Adakita. You get that book, and it actually talks about slavery before slavery. That was the first human rights. It's called Sandiata. Look up Sandiata Keita or the Mandine Charter. Our people don't talk about the Mandine Charter. Look it up.
What is the Mandine? We don't know nothing about the Mandine Charter.
Hey, where's
You gotta put them on game.
where the scholars
You
at?
know?
You gotta.
So where's the scholars at? The scholars should be teaching. This is what we should be having. This is what I was telling the lady, this elder here. I said we should have civics classes because I can bring them books here to show you. And it talks about in the Mandine Charter and what Sadia Akita was talking about how you can't put bites in the mouth of your fellow man to sell them. So this is way before the European came on the scene. Way before the European. But let's go back again. If they see us fighting one another, they're going to take advantage of it. This is what happened with the Moors. This is why I don't get on social media and beefing with people because I know they're watching. They're going to say, okay, so we can give him the money. We ain't going to give Sabir Bey the money, but we're going to make him go against him. And he, this is the game plan. And that's, where's that book at? That Children Told by the Alhambra. It's in that book. It's a little book I got over there. And in that book, it said, we fought amongst ourselves and lost our sense of unity. And split up.
And that's still going on.
So think about it. In the book, the book is called Tales of the Alhambra for Children. In that book, it tells you that we fought amongst ourselves and lost our sense of unity. And when you look at us right now on social media, we're still doing the same thing. Fighting. Oh, I don't want him over here because he might talk that Moorish talk. No, brother, you should be having that Moorish talk because that's the missing link to everything. The missing link is the history of the Moors. The missing link is who the original Arabs are. It's not these people that's in the Middle East. We are the original Arabs. If you read this guy's book, Tariq Berry, that's why I told you to get it. It tells you that the slaves that came here, they were descendants of these Arabs. We are the descendant of these people. And he has footnotes. And then one thing when you're reading, you have to make sure you see footnotes. And these are like footnotes. That's what you call footnotes. And you can go research the information in the way he got it from. So again, we are still doing the exact same thing. Nothing.
Okay, so your premise is that we are the original Arabs.
Facts.
And so what do you think about the group that talk about us being the original Jews?
We're that too. Jews are creed. We're that too. That's us. I have a book. It's funny. I have a book called The Moorish Jews. A lot of you, it's called. You think I'm playing, man? I got so many books, yo. There's a book written in the 1800s.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Sabir.
We're going live.
How you doing, man?
Oh,
You want to come join our live? Pull a chair up.
I watched so many of your videos. I watched them earlier.
Oh, you was?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Give thanks, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Booker.
Booker.
Yeah,
nice
I
to
got
meet
a lot of
Our
books
friend
because of
Booker
you.
just walked in, everyone. He
He
didn't
said he bought
realize.
books.
Huh?
He said he bought books. He said,
Yeah, he's
he
our
got books because of me because you got to buy
Yes.
these books. And I'm gonna tell you a story why I just did what I did.
Hold on. Booker, did you want to join?
You can pull up a chair.
Yeah, because I got.
Oh, you got.
Yeah, of course.
Hey,
It's
pull up a
Sabir,
chair.
man. Come on.
He said, pull up a
Well,
chair.
come on, pull up a chair. You can join. Booker been around the dock for
A long
a long time.
about 9 years.
Right.
Almost long
Well,
as me, huh?
Yes.
Long as me.
Well, no, actually, you're longer because did you see the Out of Darkness movie? Oh, you was here for that? Well, you probably don't. But you must have been before then,
No, I never met him.
because he came.
He never met me personally. Now he met me. See how that works?
Yeah, I never met him. I watched a lot of the videos.
But you did the Out of Darkness movie. You
I did
remember?
it. I don't remember that. Was I drinking it? I don't even know.
Oh my
Somebody
God.
stopped.
Okay. Anyway, well, welcome Booker to
Oh,
the live.
yes, ma'am.
And you know what's funny? When I was in Spain, where I was in Granada, go ahead.
And we're just really chatting it up.
We just chatting it up.
We really are. We covering a whole bunch of ground here, and we were talking about. Well, he was talking about this book called The Moorish Jews, and
Oh no, it's called The Jews of Morocco, right? So it was written in the 1800s. It's called The Jews of Morocco. But in the book, it tells you about the Moorish Jews. But I took the book with me to Morocco, and it was funny because as I'm in, it used to be a Senegalese Jewish quarters there. It's still there. It's still functioning right now. So in it, Senegalese. So he takes me to the quarters, and I got the book with me, and it was so funny. Like the dude said, "How did you know about this history?" He said, "What you know about this history?" And when you walk through the Medina, because people who go there, they stay on the outskirts. They don't go in the Medina. The Medina is like being, let me see, in New York, in the 80s. It's crazy. And I said, you can tell you in Africa, bro, because these are niggas. Like, I'm straight up like, yo,
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
being real. It's wild. And ain't no guns, bro. You got scimitars in there. Like, you get chopped up in that mug, right? So I'm inside the Medinas in every part from Marrakesh to Rabat. Fez is the worst. Fez is the worst. I even had to leave and go back in my room. I was like, I'm cool, dude. Like, I'm cool. I ain't gonna play myself, all right? But there's parts there that actually has Jewish quarters in this, and if you look up on the walls, it actually show you. So I have a book called Morocco, the Jews of Morocco, and it was written in the 1800s. And in the book, it talks about the Moorish Jews in there. So one of the guys took me to the Jewish quarters when I was in there, the Senegalese Jewish quarters, and people don't know that because we don't go there. We stay on the outskirts. When people go to Morocco, I can tell you where everybody go in every country. If you from the United States, you want to go to Spain, you want to go in Barcelona. Why? I hate that place. I don't like it. If you go to Morocco, you want to stay in Marrakesh or Casablanca. I'm gonna be real with you. Those are the places that we go.
Yeah.
Because see what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of neither one of them. If you want to know the history, you go into certain places. Like I stayed in Fez. I stayed in Casablanca, Fez, Marrakesh, Tangiers. I've been in all of those spots. And literally inside the Medinas, where the history is at. And when there's one spot in there where in Tangiers where the treaty is at, it's a treaty of peace and friendship between the United States and America. So Morocco was the first country to recognize America as a country. And that treaty is inside Tangiers. Oh yeah, I didn't bring that book with me. I should have brought it. It's another book I have called The Moors of Tangiers. Straight up. I'll be having like 10 books with me when I'm traveling.
I can't imagine your library.
It's crazy. I'll be having so many books with me, and every book that I have, I travel with the books, and I open up the book and be like, "How did you know about this? You know what? But let me tell you something." And they will pull you in, and they will sit down and talk to you, and they will tell you, "Okay, this is what this is." You know, and our people
From your experience and your travels, and I know you have a lot of mind blowing moments, but what moment in particular that is just so memorable to you? Like it was like a OMG moment.
I don't know. It's a whole lot of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't know. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them just to see our people. I see dudes over there with locks in Morocco. Shoot, with locks like ours. Literally.
That surprised
so
me. Yeah.
But nobody knows that unless you really go there. You see what I'm saying? Because what media does, media gives you the light people. So it's like movies. They give you the light people.
Oh yeah.
But you have
like
to
you
go
don't think there's any black people in Brazil, and Brazil is mainly black,
listen,
right?
If you went there, they'll speak to you in probably Berber or something. Like they'll try to speak to you and find out where you from. Like they'll say, "Where you from?" You know what I mean? Like where?
Mm-hmm.
We don't see that. Like it don't. I was in the Atlas Mountains with my brother Chris. Just said to me today, he said, "Yo, Sabir, I just looked up the Atlas Mountain. The Atlas Mountains have one of the highest water fountains. It's up at the top. It's a water mountain. It's a mountain where water comes down and then goes into the city, right?" So I sent him all these photos when I was there. He said, "You actually was up there." I said, "I sat in the room with this one dude, and we sit in the room, and I'm gonna see if I can send you the photo. And I'm sitting with the dude, and Muhammad was taking the picture with a brother named Muhammad. As we're sitting in the room, he said, sit down for a minute, because he asked me that I want some Berber tea. It's a Berber tea and Moroccan tea, two difference, right? So we sitting there, and he jumps up out his chair. He asked me, he said, "Why ain't you teaching this in the States?" I said, this is exactly what I said. You know, I'm sarcastic. I said, "Well, black people in the States don't want this conversation." Yo, I swear to God, he was like dumbified that I knew the history, and he asked me, never been to the States. He said, "Why aren't you teaching this in the States?" I said, "Black people in the States don't want this conversation. I will be fighting with my people to tell them this." You see what I'm saying? I don't have to fight them. You see what I'm saying? Because it's not about a color thing. It's not about color. And this is why people have to seriously read or study real history. J.A. Rogers is one of the best. Everybody should have his book, Nature Knows No Color Line. You see what I'm saying? Nature Knows No Color Line is one of the best.
It's severe, but it's definitely been an honor, man. That's the
No
reason I got
doubt.
a lot of those books.
I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something
man.
about
I
this.
ain't never met you in real life, but this is an honor, man.
No doubt, brother. Honor to meet you. But let me tell you about this. What I'm saying about him. I was in Grenada and there was a homeless guy. I just went back and I seen him again for the past 5-6 years. I've seen this guy. The first time I met him, he was from Africa, but he's homeless in Grenada. And I would walk out my hotel to him. He was sitting in front of a church. To this day, he still sits there. And he's on a cardboard box that I swear, I'm a tourist supposed to be, right? And I tore a piece of cardboard to sit on the floor with him. You know what he did to me? He got up, he shook my hand. You know what he said? That's African culture. He said, no matter what it is, that's a sign of respect. That's why you see me get up when somebody greets me. You follow me? That's no respect if you're shaking my hand sitting down. That's why you notice automatically I got up to shake his hand. I'm no better than nobody. But I learned this from a homeless brother from Africa who's in Spain. He said, that's a sign of respect when you get up. He's on the ground. He got up off the ground and shook my hand. And I sat on the ground with him with a cardboard. And he started giving me the history where he was from. That's the thing. That's the principles that we don't stand on them anymore. We have no principles here. We have to go back to principles and morals again. And Todd would always say stuff like accountability and responsibility.
Okay.
I got to go.
All
Yeah,
right.
it's
Well, thanks for
definitely-
joining us.
Yeah, definitely. I
Peace,
wish
brother.
I'd known how to came. I definitely appreciate this.
No
It's
doubt,
good to
brother.
meet.
Peace, no
I've
doubt.
been on so many live streams, and they can go about 2-3 hours, but
Yeah.
definitely appreciate
No
you.
doubt, brother.
Cheer.
Oh, why do you want to take the chair? Let the chair. My son's sitting there.
Okay. We'll leave the cheer from
My
here.
son is sitting there.
That works.
No, I'm just. He is. My son is sitting there right there. He's my
Well,
guardian.
you're welcome.
He's my guardian angel. Right now.
That's
My son is my guardian angel.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we could go on forever.
And we really can. What time?
I
is it?
mean, what time? We've been talking for at least about an hour now.
Yeah, about an hour.
Oh my gosh! It's 8:30.
I know.
Okay. We have to continue our conversation.
No doubt.
And so the next time you come in, see, let me explain what happened. Sabir showed up yesterday,
No, day before yesterday.
the day before yesterday,
And I did like this on the floor. I mean, my bad.
and so we just kind of scheduled this today.
Yeah.
But we want to plan something and give
Okay.
people time to come and to make appropriate things that they got to do for their calendars to get here, because this was very impromptu.
Yeah. It really was.
But I'm glad we did it though.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it was. It's always a joy to see you. You're looking well. You're looking healthy.
I am.
So-
I thought I looked kind of beat up and tired, so I had to stop.
Well, no, you look well. I mean, yeah. So Danya,
Yeah, we got
Okay.
to do that. We really should do something here. And I was like sharing with the sister that we should do come back and do a Q&A or civics class or whatever here, honestly, and do an event right or something like that.
Yeah.
Let's shoot it, do an event right. I mean, everybody can
Yes.
get in contact with y'all and see how we can do this and make it happen. I
Yes.
like it. I don't have
we
no problem.
definitely need to do that, and we'll definitely support that. We want people to support you because you gotta eat. So we want some good to eat.
They don't,
So-
they don't expect me to eat. They think
No.
I'm supposed to eat
No.
here.
No, we
I
want some
hear.
beer to eat. So we gonna do that.
Somebody
And
said Shorty got a free interview. I've known her for eons, so they know. She said Shorty got a free interview. They don't tell them how these are the trolls that come on the feed. So tell her how long I've known you. Tell her how long.
for
He
a
said,
long time. I mean, Sabir been coming to the Dock Bookshop since we opened. We're 15 years old, so
you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. This ain't.
I think it's been 15 years. I mean,
It might have
it's been.
been. It might have been. G. I don't know.
I mean, it's been a long time.
They get mad. Don't get mad because y'all can't get it for free.
Don't hate.
Don't get mad because y'all can't get it for free. It don't work that way. Don't work. It ain't happening.
Yeah.
So I can't.
So-
I'm here in Texas. I have. It's like when you visit somebody's hometown. You go visit. You go see them. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
And we appreciate you stopping by to see us.
No doubt.
No
doubt. So,
I got excited when Daniel said Sabir. I said, what? No. That's a shadow.
nah, it's me.
It's a clone.
It's me in the
It's clone.
flesh.
Is it really you or you clone? That's for another conversation.
What person would clone a nigga? You trying to get rid of niggas? Ain't nobody cloning nobody. I don't even believe in the cloning stuff, man. People talk about
You don't
cloning.
believe in cloning? I
No,
think people
man.
are cloned.
Nah, man, they ain't cloning no brothers no more. They ain't doing all that. They trying to get rid of us, man. Why they trying to clone somebody?
Because they want your mind. They gonna clone you because you got a lot of information and all that. They gonna get you.
Yeah, but
be careful.
yeah, let's do an event right. Let everybody know that do an event right.
Yes.
You said I'm a troll now. Hey, listen, brother, you said something about her that you don't know her. So y'all
Yeah.
support the. No, he talking about now I'm a troll. I just said, brother, you said she got a free interview. I just told you how long we knew each other. But what y'all can
You're
do,
not a troll. We all love is nothing but
it's
love.